Hi, and welcome to another episode of 6'5 Guys. I'm Ed Mobley.
And I'm Steve Lawrence.
And today we're going to bring you coverage of our monthly club match at Upper Nisqually. It takes place the first Saturday of every month. And we're also going to bring you coverage of a match we shot the prior week at Rock Lake. It was the Northwest Precision Steel Series. And we're doing something a little different. Instead of providing a lot of video, we're going to be doing a photo montage.
That's right. So we got the camera out, took a lot of pictures, and we're going to be setting out to music. And I think you'll find it not only entertaining but interesting because you'll get to see some of the variety of the shooters that participate, but the beautiful surroundings as well as some of the stages and how shooters engage them in a still photography mode. As far as the Rock Lake rifle match that we shot last week, you guys may have seen the post we put up on Facebook as we're headed out there. Due to the way the match was set up, a lot of us were ROing and helping score within our squad, so we weren't able to capture as much video as we would have liked. But we have a couple of stages that we got on video. We'll go ahead and share that out, as well as put together another photo montage with some photos that have been shared, and we'll pull that together into this video as well.
But we believe that the photo montage will give our viewers an exposure to more shooters doing different things on different stages in a shorter amount of time. So please, let us know what you think of that format as far as it comes to learning what other shooters are doing.
So let's take a look at the video, and again, we hope you enjoy this. listening.
Okay. Folks, we hope you enjoyed that video, but it's not over yet. We have somebody very special with us today.
We do. We have a very special guest and a good friend of ours, Scott Satterlee. Not only does he shoot with us here at our club match, but last week he was the winner of the Rock Lake match that we shot last weekend.
Yeah, when we were talking yesterday, you shared some of your perspectives on dealing with the wind and what you believe attributed to your wind. Can you share that with the audience?
Yeah, when you're shooting at we were shooting at a 15 to 25 mile an hour variable, and it would be off and then it would be on. It was just very difficult conditions to shoot in. And really what allowed me to win that match was I was able to adjust quickly. I was able to see my own trace, and I was able to see either my own trace or my own impacts, and then I would continually refine my wind hole as I was going through the stage. And really, I've shot a lot of different types of glass, a lot of different scopes, everything from Schmidt and Bender to Night Force to US Optics, and I've tried the Horus style reticles, and I've tried a lot of different types of stuff, and really I think I'm running a Gen 2 Vortex, the new Gen 2 now, with a really clean reticle, the EBR1 Charlie, and it just allowed me to see everything that was happening downrange.
Yeah.
I'm running that scope too, and I share your sentiment about that scope. Now let me ask you, sometimes you're in a situation where you don't see trace and you don't see the impact. Are there other indicators that you use? Or?
I'll use, when I can and when I know it's not lying to me. If I'm not in a prone position or I'm low to the ground, I'll look for mirage. But if I'm in the prone, or if there's layers of berms or something out in front of me, I have a tendency to not really trust the mirage as much, because you get a lot of weird looking stuff. I'm like, the wind's obviously going to left to right, but you see mirage going right to left, and it's just a weird phenomenon when the wind's blowing close to the ground.
And I think for that day and in that place in particular, it was a very challenging for even experienced shooters, because the wind conditions were not consistent. They were changing up even within a stage, right? You could be holding left and then off, and pretty soon you're off to the right or left, and it would just change up within seconds.
Yeah, and I heard you speaking with somebody today about a bit of strategy, and if I understood you right, it was like almost sacrificing a round if you couldn't get a read on the target or a mirage, and just putting it into an area where you would see the impact.
Yeah, somewhere close to the target, and being able to see that impact, especially some of those targets that he had out there were over the horizon. I mean, you wouldn't see your impact for 300 meters because the target was elevated or was on the berm or on the crest of the hill. So what you saw for an impact was really, not indicative of the range that you're looking at. And the other thing that I try to do with winds is, it's a little easier to do with a light wind, a 4 to 8 variable. Really what you're doing is you're working with a 4 mile an hour wind. So you could split the difference, on your closer ranges. You can be like, well, okay, if I'm holding, or if I have to dial 0.5 on the low end for 4 mile an hour wind, and have to hold or dial 0.8, what I would do is I just dial in 7 or hold 7, and then I'm either going to be on the left side of the target or the right side of the target, depending on the size of the target. So that's something else I'll do, is like low end, high end, split the middle, and that's kind of where I start from.
That's a very interesting strategy. Now, don't want to give away all the trade secrets. I know you do training professionally, not only in the military, but for civilians, and you're offering a class next week, and we'll be doing that periodically out at Rock Lake Range. I wonder if you could tell our viewers a little bit about that and about that training.
Okay, so I put a class on the books out at Rock Lake. Doug's a great host. It's a great place to shoot. You get to see a real wide variety. I mean, I've shot out there 3 or 4 times now, and I've seen left to right, right to left. I've seen updrafts and downdrafts, and all kinds of crazy stuff out there. And this was going to be an introductory class, but then 4 guys from Defiance and then some other guys that are really interested in the match aspect of or the competition shooting signed up for the class, so I went ahead and modified it. Now it's going to be more of a match enhancement or a match improvement type class. So we're really going to cover the basic fundamentals, rifle setup, and we're going to do some dot drills in the morning, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do wind class, we're going to do ballistics class, we're going to gather data, and then we're going to confirm it out to 1220, and that'll pretty much take care of day one. Day two, we're going to spend doing kind of a mini match. I've got Jeremy Bentham coming out, who's one of the nation's best shooters, Kevin Ditto, and myself, and we all approach a stage a little bit different. What we're going to do is we're going to have all the shooters go through. We're going to go ahead and shoot the stage, and we're going to approach it from a little different perspective, talk about it with the shooters, and then we're going to let them shoot it, and then we're going to coach and critique.
Now, for those folks that are interested in taking training through your company, Precision Tactical Solutions, can you tell us a little bit about how they might go about contacting you or finding out more information?
Yeah, we've got a Facebook page, and you can hit me on Facebook as Scott Satterlee, or we also have a website, which is actually I haven't gotten to it yet, but we're in the process of updating the website with a calendar, etc.
Yeah, and I just want to share with the audience, Steve and I took training from Scott just a little over a year ago, and I tell you, that was really a game changer. It was honestly a game changer for us. So, and Scott, as far as the geography in which you do your training, is it primarily in the Pacific Northwest, or do you?
I've trained in Florida, I've trained Alabama, Tennessee. So my business model is an MTT. If you've got a range and you've got 5 or 10 or however many shooters, I'll charge you a flat rate, travel out there. So the more guys you have interested in it, the cheaper it'll be for each individual. The other thing too, and Ed and Steve will probably vouch for this, is that you take a class with me and that's not the end of the story, right? You guys you can reach out to me anytime on email and I'll answer your questions.
Awesome.
Exactly. No, we really appreciate that, and appreciate you taking some time out to be with us today.
Yeah, we had a great time today.
You guys shot pretty good today.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, I mean but again, it's just again, as a graduate of the Satterlee Institute, it just keeps on keeps on giving.
All right, guys, we hope you liked this video. Again, if you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe with your friends on YouTube and Facebook.
Remember, folks, life's an adventure.
Stay on target.